Hello, welcome back to Seal from the Heart Creation. In today's video, I'm going to show you how I crochet these ruffled footies. I hope you like it, and let's get started with what it takes to footies. What we're going to need is a 6 millimeter hook, a pair of scissors, a measuring tape, and whatever color of your desire. We're going to get started now by crocheting out 10 chains, single crochets. And after we get to our 10th chain, what we're going to do is we're going to go into the 3rd chain from the hook, and we're going to do a half double crochet all the way back down until we get to the end of that particular line, which is going to be a total of 7 half double crochets at the end. And you do that by yarning over, going through the stitch, and then coming through all 3 of the loops that are on your crochet needle. I'm coming down to the last half double crochet, as you can see here. And what I need to do is I need to make sure that I have 7 on that hoop, in which and now we're going to go to the other side by crocheting 4 half double crochets in that 7th stitch. And that's going to take us to the other side of those 7 half double crochets that we had done. So now we're going, after we do the 4 and in that last stitch, we're going to go ahead and do 1 half double crochet all the way back down from the other side until we get to the end. And then we're going to do another increase to turn it around before we slip stitch. So here I was sewing in that, or should I say I was crocheting in that tail as I was working on the other side, just so I can give myself some time, you know, without sewing in ends. And I'm cutting that off right now, and I'm going almost to the end now. As you can see, that's the 3rd chain that we have skipped that I was showing you. So we're going to go ahead and do those extra there, and we're going to slip stitch at the top of that chain 3 that we had actually skipped. So we're slip stitching in that, and we're going to chain up 2, and then we're going to work that until we have gotten the bottom, or should I say the toe portion of the footy that we desire to get. Now I'm doing a size 10, so I'm going to go ahead and keep going and do the amount of stitches that I want to, just 1 half double crochet all the way around until I feel comfortable enough to say that I'm my heel or my toe. As you can see, I have completed, and I'm counting now, I have a total of 26 stitches, and I done formed the toe part of my footy. And also, if you can do this and have various sizes, you just change the crochet needle up and down for the various sizes. You don't have to actually adjust any numbers. You can use the same numbers as you go along. So again, that's 26 stitches, and I have my toe portion. So I've crocheted 17 total stitches to get the desired length that I needed. And again, when you're using different crochet hooks, that's what you want to do. So I'm going to finish this off. I'm just showing you that I had gotten it. And now I'm going to slip stitch into that top loop. And I'm going to size up what I want my heel to be. So in doing the heel, you decide which side you want to use, and which I have. And I'm going to put 13 half double crochets into the back of this project. And I'm almost completed now. Putting those half double crochets into 13 stitches so that I can now begin to form that heel of the footie. I've gotten the 13 stitches. As you can see, they're cut off by half of that particular footie. I'm going to chain up 2 and turn my work. Now I'm going to do that for a little bit. I believe I did 6 rows, and I measured it out, and I have the desired length that I need, which I'm going to go ahead and say 11. Even though my daughter's shoe size is a 10, we're going to go ahead and do up to an 11. So in the heel, or should I say, I'm gonna sew in, like I said, the heel. So I fold it over and I chain up 1, pull the needle out. Instead of cutting off the thread, I like doing things in one process. I don't like cutting and then working yarn back through. So I'm gonna bring that loop over into the other side. I'm gonna chain 1, and now I'm gonna slip stitch down the heel by placing the crochet needle in the back and in the front loops, and just slip stitch all the way to the end, as you see me doing here. And again, it was 5 stitches, I believe, 5 or 6 stitches. I don't know, guys. I wasn't counting. I was just getting down to my measurement. But whatever stitch count that you do have, you want to go ahead and slip stitch down the footie to form the heel. And then you're going to chain up 1 and turn it back around, and then you're going to slip stitch back up the footie to get to the top of the heel that you have just created. And that's what I'm doing here. I am slip stitching into every stitch until I reach the top of the footie. As you can see, I'm reaching it now. This is the last stitch. If I can get it in there. And then I'm going to chain up 1 after I've completed that, and push the heel back inside of the footie. As you can see here, it looks a little funny, but it's going to work its way out of course. Work down, do a decrease as I get to the portion where you see the heel and the front of the footie having like a little, you can see the separation of it. So as I do a single crochet down the heel, you now will see here where it separates from each other. So we're going to do a decrease over those 2 stitches, and we're putting the hoop, we're only doing singles, so we're going to continue to do the singles, and I will show you a little bit better on the other side. So we're here, and what we're going to do is we're going to do another decrease. I'm going to stick the needle in, pull it up a string. I'm going to stick the needle into that particular hole of the footy, come through, then I'm going to decrease over the next 2. And now I'm going to just keep going around until I've gotten my ankle portion. Okay, I've gotten my ankle portion, and I came up 5 times, and now it's beginning to look like a little sock now. And if that's all you want to do, you can stop there. But we're going to start doing our ruffles now. And in doing the ruffles, we're going to be doing a treble double crochet. So I'm slip stitching, chaining up 3. And now we're going to go right back into that same stitch and do our treble. And that's yarn over twice, go into the stitch, pull out a hoop, go through 2, go through 2 more after you yarn over. And I will show you slowly after I have done a couple of these in a row. Okay, as you can see, those are treble, which are taller than the double crochet. So I'm going to do it a little slower now. You yarn over once, yarn over twice, go through the stitch, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, and pull through all 3. And I'm going to do that. Okay, so I'm almost around to the very last one. And in the first one, I did 3 trebles in that first stitch. So now I'm only going to do 2 in the last stitch. And I'm going to attach it with a slip stitch. So I'm doing those last 2, yarn over, going through, pull over the yarn, go through 2, go through 2, pull over, and go through the last 3. I'm slip stitching in that stitch, and here I'm going to change my color after the slip stitch. This is on row. So we're going to change out the yarn now to the orchid color. Color. I'm going to stick it back in there. I actually took the yarn back out of that slip stitch, and I'm going to slip stitch that orchid color inside of that. Pulling the yarn as I go, I chain up 3. And this time I'm not going to cut anything. I'm just going to continue to work that yarn inside of my stitch. And I'll just begin doing my treble double crochets all the way in there. Okay, so I'm cutting off my yarn, putting it inside of the loop. I decided to do that after all. As you can see, I'm making sure that that knot goes underneath the previous treble crochet, and I'm going to continue doing 5 treble crochets into each previous treble crochet from the previous row. So this is going to take a little while, so it's very tedious. Don't give up, just keep going. You'll get there. So here I am at the end. As you can see, that's a lot of stitches. I'm going to slip stitch in that first stitch. I've been working up a storm, but I'm finally finished, and I'm going to change out the yarn this last time so I can do some accent on those treble ruffles that I have just previously done. And this time I'm just going to do a single crochet in each one of the stitches to just give a little accent. Of course, I'm going to cut off my orchid color, and I'm going to go ahead and work that single crochet while working those loose ends into my work as I proceed around the footie. And again, it's 1 single crochet in each of the top. Okay, and this is how the end result looks. You see the heels, it's already formed. I gotta sew in that end, but I only have one end, which is the one that came from the end of the accent row. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and you have a marvelous day. Until the next time, bye.